To episode 1 of our yet unnamed podcast. My name is Mack.
And my name is Sean.
Tonight we will be reviewing what we like to call The Boy from Hell.
Yeah, very few people actually call it The Boy from Hell. Most people call it Hellboy.
Yeah, Ron Perlman didn't show up for this movie. Yeah. So let's just get it. So The Boy from Hell, or in Japanese we call it Jigoku Kozu. It's a 2004 Japanese horror film directed by, gonna mangle, tangle, and strangle these names. I'm gonna give them the people's elbow right now. Directed by Mirai Yamamoto, starring Mirai Yamamoto, no relation. Mitsuro Akaboshi, Baku Numata, Hanai Shoji, Shota Samatani, and Kanji Suda. We don't know who most of those people are, by the way. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, and I doubt that you guys would either.
Yeah, I mean, prove us wrong. Write
us in.
Email, send us a telegram, send me a kiss by wire.
Yeah.
Baby, my heart's on fire.
Send me a love letter from your heart.
Yes. Straight from your heart.
Pull it from your gun, bitches.
You fucks. Fucking fuckers. So, yeah, the history of this movie that's brief.
Synopsis for?
Shit. Yeah, how about a plot synopsis after, I guess?
Boy from Hell. It's a story about a mysterious old woman that appears before Setsu, who has recently lost her only child in a tragic accident. She says that she can bring Setsu's son back. Damn, I'm an awful fucking public speaker.
Especially when there's no public.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm nervous as hell. Alright.
Just gotta drink more, bro.
Fucking, yeah, it's liquid courage.
I'll fix it. Fixes all my problems.
She says she can bring Setsu's son, Dio, back to life. After agreeing to the sinister proposal, Dio returns to his mother. But to Setsu's horror, he is half decomposed and inhuman. To make him human again, he needs fresh human organs. Setsu does everything she can to reincarnate her son, but Dio just turns into a different kind of monster. No one can stop him as he continues to feed his hunger, claiming victim after victim.
So, some of that's accurate. I didn't write this. We're not going to write any of these, because we're going to let IMDb do the. We let the people do the talking. Quite frankly, the people's champions. And so let's get into the history, the brief, and I do mean brief, Kevin. History of this movie. So, The Boy from Hell was part of a 6-part anthology horror series of theatrically released films based off the work of Japanese horror manga writer Hideshi Hino, called Hideshi Hino's Theater of Horror, also known as Kaiku Gekiju Hexology #, which came to Japanese theaters on October 3rd, 2004. They were released in North America in 2006. This movie is not rated on Rotten Tomatoes because no one apparently has ever reviewed it.
No one
besides us.
Yeah, no one cares about this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. But yeah, an IMDb gets a 5.3. On Rotten Tomatoes, the audience rating gives it a 3.5 out of 5, so not bad.
That's pretty good.
Rate Your Music, which, if you don't know, that website, they also do movies. Do that on the side. They give it a 2.78 out of 5.
Oh.
5 people have rated that movie on that site. 2 of them are in this room right now.
Wait, what? Who are you talking about? Is that us?
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, spoiler alert, by the way.
And I did actually change my review after watching this movie again recently. My rating. I'm not going to say if it went up or down yet.
We'll find out what happens.
What is our history with this movie?
Well,
we have a checkered past.
A deep,
checkered
seedy, dark checkered past
Gross,
of this movie.
Grisly.
We stole it from an old gypsy woman who eventually cursed us, and now we can't sell it.
Yeah, now we're actually already dead.
Comes back.
Because we're recording live in hell.
I mean, we are the boys from hell, right?
Yeah, the movie was actually made about
we're
us.
Start a rap group. We're the boys from hell.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Came across it, Bull Moose.
Yeah, my former here departed employer here Bull Moose is a store that people, our New England listeners, if we ever have any, will be familiar with. They operate several stores in Maine and New Hampshire And I think it was Sean here saw this movie first. It was in the foreign film section at one of the locations.
Yeah, I remember it was pretty expensive, but it caught my eye because of the cover on it. It was just like this bug-eyed.
Yeah, it was somewhere between like $17 and $19, which is kind of ridiculous. And yeah, the cover is crazy. I mean, if maybe people ever listen to this episode and we ever have a website or anything, we'll probably upload a picture of the cover or just let's put a link to one,
like a trailer or something.
But it's we'll see what we can do for you.
But yeah,
hypothetically loyal listeners.
So yeah, I wrestled with the idea of spending $17. I feel like it was more than that, but maybe not. But I wrestled.
It might have been like 18 or 19. It was under 20, but it was still really expensive for just a used DVD.
Yeah, so I wrestled with the idea of it for a few months.
It was a while.
It kicked around at Bull Moose for a while. Nobody found any interest in it. And I'm a sucker for this kind of shit.
It's obscure.
To be honest. Yeah, like I'm into like just shitty horror movies. So yeah, like
we
found
love that
this
stuff.
Shit, and we got it half off.
I used my employee discount and I got it for around $10.
Okay.
And yeah, like I want to say it was a few days later is when we watched it, and we got a 4-pack of this really crazy beer.
No, we didn't. We only bought one each. I think.
Oh, we only got one each, but still,
it was like $14. No, that's not right. It was like crazy expensive.
It was a lot, but this beer is like 14% alcohol and tasted like soy sauce, and it got us in really weird shape.
It was
to the point
bad
where
news.
Especially you didn't remember the movie very well
at all. I had no memory of this movie.
I remembered it okay, but pretty impaired.
Yeah,
but yeah. We I remember that night. Yeah, we watched it, and I think we kind of liked it.
I remember thinking it was cheesier than I had expected it to be. I don't know, my standard
for... It is a movie with, we'll get into this more, but low production values. That's another thing, is I couldn't find, you might be wondering at home, like I couldn't find any information about the budget of the movie, how much it cost to make, or how much money it made. Mm-hmm. I'd guess probably well under $1 million is how much it cost to make this thing.
It's part of a series, I think, which might impact. Seems like television effects.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. But I looked into it. And these were theatrically released in Japan. A lot of cheap green screen.
Yeah. Oh man, we'll get into that. But personally, my standard for like Asian horror, Asian gore effects. Are really, really high because of what I've seen, like Ichi the Killer, Audition, Thirst, all the South Korean movies.
Yeah, I think we both. I've seen a lot of East Asian films that I really admire. I think I maybe even have more of an interest. I sound like a bit of a weeaboo.
Oh,
but maybe probably more personally interested in Asian movies and European ones. But I like kung fu.
Who doesn't like
I like weird Japanese movies. I was a real big fan of Akira, Tetsuo the Iron Man.
That's good shit. That's another one, Tetsuo the Iron Man, that just has really good effects.
Fantastic effects.
Good gore effects, stop motion.
Another movie that like it may be working with not a big budget, but this movie was this looks like TV levels. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we should just get into the review. Our review of this film.
Do you want to talk about? Do you have the actors?
Yeah. Okay. So go down through the. The only two.
That's right.
That's another thing. This was a bit of a struggle to put this episode together because on IMDb, only 2 of the actors were attributed to a character. A character is attributed to an actor. So the first one, she was also the director of the movie and was I guess the star of this movie had a star.
Yeah, she was Miss Emma.
Mirai Yamamoto. So Setsu Emma. She's mostly referred to as Miss Emma.
Yeah, I actually didn't know her. I thought she was good. I liked her descent into madness, what she would do. Yeah, I thought of Heavy Rain, that video game that makes you cry. Yeah. The tagline for that game when it was being marketed was, "How far would you go to save someone that you love?" Yeah, I thought she was good. Like her eyes, the way... There is a turning point, I guess, and it's pretty early on in this like 51-minute movie or whatever. There is a turning point where she goes completely insane, but I thought she did a pretty good job of like turning from this really innocent woman who was really just grieving over her son and then turned into a Frankenstein type character.
Yeah, I thought she was competent, and I thought that that's the thing is I don't know enough about Japanese movies, I feel like, to judge exactly this. But the acting in general was very melodramatic, really heightened. I thought she did alright.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost kind of comedic. Maybe they were going for that.
That's the thing, is like, that's another thing that we'll probably get into, is like, kind of hard to tell how funny this movie was supposed to be. I definitely had some laughs, but I'm not sure if I was supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, but like I thought everyone did a pretty good job. Even that shitty little boy.
Shitty little kid, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't in the movie for that long.
That's another thing I guess we'll
probably
get
into that.
So I don't know if you want to move over to the next actor, but the name was, what cares, was, I think the kid was Mitsuru Akaboshi.
So that was Dio?
Dio.
That's
the thing is, okay, so we'll get into this too, but they're kind of like really two Dios, but I'm assuming it's the first Dio we see. But I thought the kid was okay. He's in it for like 5 minutes.
Doesn't he come back at the end, maybe?
Briefly.
I mean, there's a whole thing that is kind of
it goes back and forth between multiple Dios, battles on infinite Earths or whatever.
Yeah. The manservant, Cabana Boy, thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah,
he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, there was another guy. We don't know this person's name. If you know at home, help us out.
Did his character have a name?
He did, and that's the thing. I was gonna write that down. It was Master something or other, and the only reason that you ever know his name, because nobody ever says his name, is like there's a little subtitle under his face that comes up towards the beginning of the movie.
I did not pick up on any of those subtitles at all.
Yeah, because it gives you the full names of the 3 characters at the beginning.
Huh.
I think it gives you the name of the detective later.
So yeah, I guess dive right into this.
I guess this is getting this piece of crap. That's not fair. Alright. This movie had a cool... I was going to start at the DVD menu. Fuck it.
2 options. Thought was kind of lame.
Oh yeah, there were by the way, no special features on this bitch.
Spending quite a bit of money on this DVD. A used DVD.
Yeah, $10
and, just play movie or chapters. But with some great fucking music. Some really good
some cool kind of spooky Halloween music. And get into the beginning of the movie, and there's this intro. Because this is part of an anthology series, there's this intro by Hideshi Hino himself.
Oh yeah, he's like the Asian R.L. Stein.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a combination of like Goosebumps, I don't know, like a Rod Serling show, like a Night Gallery or something. This guy apparently has a checkered past of his own.
Oh.
He talks about how he's like a manga writer in Japan, this guy. And he said, all this bad stuff that I wrote is fucking based on me, and I'm a bringer of death.
Oh, wait a second, dude. Hold the phones. That's a Ninja Turtles. When I was a kid, I had this Ninja Turtles, like, storybook, I guess you can call it that. And it was about, I don't know, I remember, like, Raphael coming out of the shower bitching about how Donatello needs to fix the hot water. I don't remember how it's connected to that shit at all, but there's a comic book artist in that book. He had a magic pencil, kind of like that SpongeBob episode, where whatever he drew would come to life, and the Ninja Turtles would have to fight. Yeah,
I mean, there's this weird thing where it's like, it's very dramatic. He's talking about, how he's brought death wherever he went. Yeah, he appears in the sky like fucking Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and like tells this girl in the intro to like kill herself. He's like, go ahead, take a fall. That's what it is. Take a fall. Do it, jump, take a fall. And she does. She doesn't even look particularly upset, but like, told me to kill myself.
So like you are guaranteed that you're gonna fucking shit your pants when you watch this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for this.
Pretty dramatic, and I think he's kind of like trying to do this. It reminded me of, good people out there might know a little show I like. I guess I don't know what I like to call it. I forgot the name of it. Just let me drink some more beer. I'll remember.
Don't worry, it'll come back to us, folks.
Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Just kidding, I'm not drinking that shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Fuck that shit.
Brooklyn Lager. You fucking fuckers.
You fuckers.
You might have gathered already that there's going to be a lot of Blue Velvet references on this show.
Makes sense.
Get used to it.
An American classic. I believe that's printed on my Blu-ray DVD cover.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
a true American classic.
Yeah, it's a Blue Velvet on a Blu-ray. What was I talking about like 2 minutes ago? I can't remember.
Some show that you were going to compare it. You remember that shit. Yeah, that shit's great. It's classic. None of that shit. We get much cooler music, although that music is cool in Goosebumps.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to talk about Garth Marenghi's motherfucking Dark Place. A British show everybody ought to know about. And he's this guy, he describes himself as like, a master of horror. One of the few people you've met who've written written more books than they've read.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's absolutely a fact. This guy's probably written more mangas than he's read. No, yeah, and actually, I looked him up a little bit, and, he did some, he's directed a few horror movies, too. Live action ones back in the 80s. It looked kind of cool, along with writing a bunch of mangas, but he's actually directed, so that's what we're looking into, if, the American public listening is sold on The Boy from Hell now, thanks to us, which I think maybe is going to happen.
I mean, you guys are going to buy it.
It's going to spread like a virus.
And you're going to feel like shit when you watch it the first time. Watch it a second time.
And even a third or a fourth.
Just keep watching it.
Just keep watching it until it gets good. It might. If not,
then
watch
you
a different
can be the
movie,
boy that went to hell.
And you can just go to hell. We're getting really belligerent towards our audience that we don't even have yet. But
yeah,
that's okay.
we're going to have to cut this out.
Like a cancer.
Seriously.
A cyst.
A disgusting. Just pus filled.
Yeah, like
fucking boil.
Yeah, like on Ripley's Believe It or Not, where they'd have those episodes where
they gotta pop a boil open in her mouth, and
they'd have these tumors that they would cut out of people that weighed like 200 pounds, and the person themselves only weighed like 160. No, really.
They'd be like told to bench. Wait, for real?
Oh shit, yeah.
Ripley's Beyond It. Oh, okay. I was thinking of the fear factor.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. No, yeah, they'd have to eat a whole tumor that was like 200 pounds in like 20 minutes. That was a good show. Way to go, Joe Rogan. No, I made that up right now.
Joe Rogan's... Anywho.
I'm just shuffling papers.
Cool. Alright, so...
Yeah, way to go, Joe. So The Boy from Hell. So, in so many words.
The Boy from Hell, a.k.a. Hellboy.
So they start out, they're in a car.
Yeah,
so we're just going to start the movie like, okay, so yeah.
Yeah, we open up on a happy family.
Yeah, driving around in
sedan,
the woods of the rural areas of Japan. It's a pretty nice looking area. So there's some of the worst green screen I've ever seen, and I've seen some green screens in my day.
Yeah.
I've watched all the Star Wars prequels. I've seen a lot of green screen.
Yeah, screens that are green here.
They're green, they're clean, they're good to get mean.
Yeah, I'm about to make you mean because you're frustrated with these green screens. But yeah, it opens up on a happy family. They got their boy. He's like a dog hanging out of the window.
Yeah, he's got his head hanging out
around.
Okay, and there's like a man probably in his 50s is driving the car, and I just refer to him as their manservant throughout. Family, it's just a two-person family. We have Setsu Emma, who's mostly referred to as Miss Emma.
Yeah, by the
and
Cabana
she is
boy.
By Cabana Bitch.
The Cabana Bitch in the film, the titular Cabana Bitch.
Yeah, my favorite movie, Cabana Bitch 3D.
Oh man.
Oh, Jesus. God, yes. And, so they're driving, they're cruising, they're boozing and cruising. No,
they're cruising for a bruising, but they're probably going to start boozing any second.
They're going to bust out the sake, and you can just feel it.
I feel like there's probably some sake.
Yeah, in a flask.
A flask
of sake? A flask full of sake. You love to pop it.
Open up the get the flask. Whatever.
Get the flask.
Yeah, whatever. Who the fuck? Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Just drink it.
So we got this.
No one was drinking in this entire movie.
There is no alcohol present in this
sadly.
film. However, you might want alcohol.
You might want to bring some with you. They're just driving through the woods, and so Miss Emma, I'm just going to say, Miss Emma was a very highly ranked surgeon. I think she might have been like a brain surgeon or something. I think pediatric surgeon. She was Ben Carson-esque.
She's Ben Carson-esque. She's Dr. Laser.
She's going to get topical
style up in that. She might build a human centipede. We don't know what she's doing.
We really don't know. She does some pretty bad. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, so kids talking about like, oh, he's gonna be a surgeon too, and then like the manservant guy's like,
is that what he was saying?
Yeah. He's like, oh, well, you better study. He's like, oh, I got 100 on my last test or whatever, and he's like, oh, good point, you got me there. So,
well, they forgot to leave out that he like failed 3 tests before this one.
They might have, for all we know.
Who the fuck knows?
I mean, he could be in the summer school, and they could be just spoon feeding him this information.
I mean, that could have been like open book, open note kind of test.
Yeah, I love my favorite kind of test is how I fucking pass science class, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, that's how I pass science class too.
That's how we all pass science class.
Nobody actually knows how to do science.
That's why this country's in the shape it's in.
Oh, here's the answer to a lot of your problems because of science. Yeah, science. happens.
Centripetal force, bitch. That's
And-
why you don't fall off a roller coaster when it's going through loop-de-loops.
You got
Boom, A+.
strapped in.
Get school strap.
Yeah, get school strapped, bitches.
NRA.
Yeah, get heated,
Yeah.
man. Whatever the fuck that means.
What were we talking about again? Oh, the boy from hell.
The boy from hell. So we got this family.
We got this
Wow,
family
we are
from
way
hell.
off topic.
Wait, what year is this? I think we might have just missed Christmas. We've been
1995.
reviewing this so long.
I know. Oh, that was the thing. I'll wait until afterwards to
Yeah.
talk about that. But
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we got. Yeah, you took better notes than I did, or remembered it better. I was not paying attention to what the hell they were saying at all. I just did not care for some reason.
Yeah, I just was like, I gotta do this bitch up right.
Yeah, you do proper.
Yeah.
So they're driving around, it's feeling pretty good, they're happy. Bad green screen in the background is noticeable.
There's really bad green
Like,
screen. I
it's-
just want to say that, yeah, like there's like kind of, if you see like their head and then like the back windshield of the car is behind them, there's like heavy black lines.
There's
and
like a shadow,
it's
I think,
it's
just
really
cast. Like,
it's
what the
really terribly obvious that it's a green screen.
fuck? Yeah.
So this kid is just hanging out the window. He's got fucking life by the balls.
I mean, he's
thinks he's
happy-go-lucky. He's like, dude, I'm gonna
He
ask
thinks he's
fucking,
fucking
like...
invincible.
I'm gonna ask fucking that chick. I can't think of a Japanese sounding name. That chick. I'm gonna ask her to the Japanese homecoming
Yeah, he's gonna ask.
dance under the sea ball,
Yeah.
and she's gonna hit it off, dude. He just
I'm gonna
fucking.
ask my mom.
He
to
just
dance.
unlocked the hand cannon in Resident
You
Evil
know
4.
how hard that is?
That's
It's, like,
pretty
hard.
difficult,
This
and he's
kid's-
gonna go home right now after this car trip, and he's gonna start up a whole new file and play through nothing but the hand
Yeah, he's
cannon.
got dank in the bank. He's fucking
Yeah.
babes, bucks.
He's got it all, man. So like, holy shit. But uh-oh.
Watch out for a big ass Mitsubishi truck.
Yeah, was it Mitsubishi?
It was a Mitsubishi, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're not paying attention. It seemed like in the image with the bad green screen, it looked like that Mr. Cabana boy was driving on the wrong side of the road.
I think it was
head first into this truck, man. But it could be.
Well, they
perspective.
weren't. I don't think they were though, because I think it was perspective, and I think it was because they were taking a turn around a corner, which is why they didn't see the truck in the first place. Yeah, they're kind of coming around a corner, so yeah, it kind of looked like he was in the same lane as the big
So like
ass
right
Mitsubishi.
off the bat, I'm saying Cabana boy, he's not paying attention.
He
to
might
what
be a
he's
bad
doing.
driver. He might need glasses. I don't really know what the hell's wrong with him.
Probably, definitely does.
And this is okay, and people listening right now, you understand, this is not the kind of show we're going to make jokes about Asian drivers.
We're not going to make jokes about people
So you
who
can just-
appear to be stoned or squinting hard because they can't see.
'Cause
Go fuck
this
yourself.
is not that kind of show, and you can just switch it off right now, you
can
fucking
just turn it off.
bitch.
You sick
Piece of
racist
shit. I bet
losers.
you want to go. What are you going to do, post? You're going to vote for Donald Trump, you moker?
Probably are going to.
I can spell it on you right now, you
Now.
damn.
Oh, shit. Someone got me a
It's getting me
clothespin.
pretty heated right now. What were we talking about? What were we reviewing? So
this truck is coming around the side of the road. Mr. Cabana
Yeah.
boy, he's not paying attention. Maybe he is.
I think
but
he is. I think that fucking,
accidents happen.
I think Dio, the kid's name by the way is Dio. I don't know if you said that before, but Dio is not paying attention, and he gets his head knocked clean the fuck off of his
Clean.
body.
There's
Boom!
no bone.
There's barely no neck bone.
There's
it looks like
nothing.
It looks like his so you just see like his neck, like cross section of his neck, and it looks like they just dyed a bunch of styrofoam pinkish red.
Yeah,
it looks bad. It's a really bad, really cheap effect.
It's a pretty poor effect, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, and it reminded me a lot. I mean, if anybody is into like '90s SNL, this skit, they did the Deep Thought with Jack Handy, and there's this skit where it's like he's got his head sticking out of his car window, and yeah, one time when I was riding around with my parents, I had my head sticking out of the window, and then this other car drove by, and my head hit their dog's head. And then the dog's head came off.
Holy shit.
And yeah, you see in the skit, it fucking goes flying like somebody just punted a football.
It really does.
And
It
that's what it
flies
looks
like 20
like.
yards
It's
away.
really funny. It's really goddamn funny. And so then
So they stop the car.
they stop. They slam on the brakes.
And they do it so suddenly
Then what
that they fall forward in their seats, of course. But it's a style that they would have done on like the '60s Star Trek television series where
You're
like
whoa!
photon warps and, and then they're just kind of jiggling around while the camera doesn't shake in this movie. I don't think it shakes in that show either. But it's if you've ever seen that show, it's similar to that, like how that body acting is. It's just kind of poor editing in this whole scene. There's no blood either on like.
No, he doesn't bleed at all.
I wrote down father's face, but it's Cabana Boy. There's no blood on the driver's face.
That's the thing is like I guess like the first time we watched this movie, and then like I think we both rewatched it, but we didn't pick up on the relationships because this woman is apparently unmarried. I don't really know, but there's this older guy that is like Miss Emma's servant, and that's who's driving the car.
Yeah, he's like butler kind of guy, driver dude. I mean, she's a fucking surgeon. She's rolling like 14 billion Benjamins deep, man.
Yeah, she's hell yeah. So then what happened? Well, that's the thing is like, and then it cuts to they look in like the rear view mirror of the car and they see that Dio's headless body has like wandered out onto the road.
Yeah, he has exited the car, closed the door behind him, walked like 20 yards, picked up his head, and then had the forethought to walk to the side of the road.
Yeah, that's the thing is like you never see or hear him get out of the car. It just like is this weird cut to him being like outside the vehicle, like walking towards his own head, which suggests to me that like somehow in like a chicken with its head cut off kind of a scenario, he wasn't even instantly killed. Like he wasn't actually dead just by having his fucking head knocked off of his little body. Ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's and this is what we mean when it's kind of funny when it gets into like stuff like this.
It's almost like, kind of like slapstick. But it's one of those things in this movie where you can tell if it was supposed to be funnier.
Yeah, it's kind of cartoonish, but that could be a cultural barrier. We have no idea. Should I pause it?
Sure. Welcome back.
We took a quick smoke break.
But
I don't know if we're going to leave
again.
that into the episode.
Yeah, why the hell not? Yeah, there's like things in this movie that we aren't really sure whether or not they're supposed to be humorous or not.
Yeah, I mean, like, do they find different things funny? I wonder if...
And, like this kid fucking walking over to his own head. So that was a weird thing.
That was weird. It was funny, and it's just like, had the foresight to close the door. Yeah. To, like, walk over, and then to be cautious. He didn't want to be hit by another car lest he lose another limb, so he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to walk over to the side, onto the grass and pass out.
You see him, his body fall over towards the ditch on the right side of the road.
He just fucking sets up shop right there. He's like, this is where I'm going to buy the farm.
Stop, set up shop. He might be a rough rider, I'm not really sure.
I mean, it probably was.
Might have been hanging out with DMX.
That's speculation.
That's what I'm going to choose to write into it.
By the way, throughout, I guess, in this scene, which would be pretty important, or the entire movie, what happened to the truck driver? He hit and run?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
He just fucking bailed out because he was like, I'm not dealing with this happy family and their decapitated son. Yeah, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
We never hear anything from the Mitsubishi truck driver.
Like, I never
we don't know where he goes, if they file any sort of insurance claims or lawsuits. I guess that wouldn't be great.
Maybe
cinema?
I don't know. The problems that they have in the movie are bigger than any like money.
Oh, they go
or anything like
way
that.
beyond
any legality system.
Any sort of lawsuits or anything.
They don't care.
Much weirder territory.
Yeah, they.
Miss Emma wanders out and finds looks at her dead kid, and I don't know. She's freaked out.
She just kind of cries, and I think the scene just fades out.
Well, I wrote. By the way, we're only 5 minutes into this movie. I know I've been recording for 38 minutes, but we're 5 minutes into this movie.
I remember getting hung up on this scene though. When we were watching the movie, we got tied up on this. There were a lot of questions in this scene.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
There's
we didn't
a lot of
give the movie a chance to explain.
But did the movie explain? I mean, we did give it a chance, and the movie didn't explain that.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And we got the title screen 5 minutes in, Boy from Hell, and it's pretty cool, like harpsichord heavy music that plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a whole cool kick-ass animated title sequence, sort of. I guess animated is kind of loose. They were stills for the most part, but they were cool drawings.
Yeah, it was Hideshi Hino's art style on display. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then so after the titles, then what happens? We go to this really strange funeral scene, if you want to call it that. It's they just apparently just buried this kid in a shallow grave in a field. It's really weird that it doesn't get like a real funeral or a real grave. It doesn't get buried in a real graveyard. We don't really know where the hell they are. This area that they're in looked like this one part in World of Warcraft.
It actually didn't look like it was that far from people, though. Like, it looked like there might have been a farm nearby, maybe.
That's what it looked like, was that they just buried this kid, maybe even in a farm field. There were these things sticking up out of the ground that kind of looked like windmills. But yeah,
but like in some of the close-up shots, it looked like there was maybe road behind them and like some signs or something.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't absolutely the middle of nowhere, but still, it definitely did not look like a real cemetery.
Yeah, so they just buried this kid in like the middle of nowhere. So what happened to that? Did anybody like stumble on that? Was just like a rest stop or something?
I don't know. Like, did they? Yeah, that's almost the impression that I got. Mm-hmm. Was this like really soon? No, actually, no. That's the thing is they mentioned that
no medical science
couldn't save him. So yeah, that gives me weird ideas like that. Like I said, like with obviously the kid, just his headless body walking over to his head was maybe still like he was still alive for a while. Like we don't really know how long, and yet that they've maybe made some attempts to save his life even after he'd been fucking decapitated.
So they come across as pretty desperate people right now.
Yeah.
Well, Cabana Boy, maybe he's just getting paid. That might come up later on towards the end of the movie, but maybe he's just going through with this because he's getting fucking paid for it. He's like, whatever.
I feel like,
but Emma is desperate at this point.
I feel like the Cabana Boy character, as we're just gonna call him. He is kind of a devoted guy for his boss, Miss Emma, and he seems very upset as well. He's, like you mentioned, very upset. He kind of looks like he just kind of was sucking on a lemon.
He does. He looks like he just
very
bit
sour
right
face
into a lemon
during this whole scene, and they just have this wooden marker for his grave.
Just a cross. There's a couple other graves nearby, or a couple other of those wooden crossers.
Well, I thought they were like
slanted.
I thought they were like they looked sort of like windmills.
They did.
Which would fit in with the farm setting.
Yeah, but it looked like it might have been attached to something. Maybe some other mounds, some other burial sites.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what the hell this place even was.
Yeah, the settings were pretty confusing at times.
Yeah.
But so this old, just decrepit woman out of nowhere just shows up, and she's like, doesn't even really look that old. Well, like she should be like an ancient necromancer.
Well, there's this kind of cool shot as they're like walking away from the grave, and you see her in the background, and then you
that wide angle shot.
Yeah, and then you hear her kind of like cackling, laughing, whatever. Then like they're both just kind of like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then it cuts to all of a sudden this old lady's like right behind them, and she starts giving some advice.
Yeah.
Hey, bring this kid back from the dead, but there's some shit you gotta do. Some weird shit you gotta do.
What does she do? She presents him with a fang, tells him to slit a sacrifice's throat, I guess, and let the blood drip all over the grave.
So what they gotta do is, kill another kid of the same age as your dead kid, and splatter his friggin' blood.
Just let it spray out in true Japanese gore fashion, I guess. I mean, there's no lack of that. But yeah, Miss Emma's kind of frozen. She doesn't know what to do with this advice. She stands still. Cabana Boy is the one that is talking to her the whole time, telling her, no way, dude, you're out of control. You belong back in town, dude. I don't know what the hell happened, who let you loose, but you belong back at the old stationery factory. You gotta be pressing those pages out. I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he's definitely not into this. Miss Emma, it's her dead son, so she's a little...
He even does this, like, weird, awkward, like, he just, like, moves Emma out of the way, kind of, and then just plants himself in between the old woman and herself and Emma.
Some kind of defensive posture.
Like, what the... And it was just so awkward. Just the way he moved. The way everyone moved in that scene. It was so wooden. It was so stilted.
It was kind of weird.
Really, really weird. That's probably the creepiest scene in the whole movie, I'm going to be honest.
So, yeah, but Miss Emma goes through with it. She finds this kid that, somehow
she picks up the fang afterwards. They walk away from the meeting. They're like, fuck you, old lady. You're insane. You belong in a padded room on fucking Elm Street or wherever that... Whatever.
Yeah, and from going back to Nightmare 3, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Going back to that, just consider that place.
Represents. She picks up the Fang. She just slips it up somewhere. Somehow she gets away from the Cabana Boy. It looks like they're walking away together, but she somehow gets the Fang, and he doesn't know that.
Yeah,
and then
grabs it real quick.
What? And then we cut to her office.
Yeah, well, I mean, she picks out a special someone to fucking die in her son's place.
Yeah,
it's good that for some reason she knows that she has exactly 10 days to live. I don't know how you would know that with some kid with probably like terminal cancer or some shit. But yeah, 10 days to live.
Who that kid was? I'd like to know more about that little.
Yeah, what's
boy.
his deal?
Yeah, what happened to this guy? But yeah, she does her research beforehand. I guess we're told that she's more ethical than that. She's not going to just pick up a random kid.
Yeah, I mean that's how she justifies it to herself. So this kid's gonna fucking die anyway.
Yeah, 6 days, dude.
Fuck him.
He's gonna be in a furnace somewhere. Like, it doesn't
They're
matter.
gonna throw him down the garbage disposal.
Just get him the hell out of there.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna make hot dogs out of this kid.
I mean, what's he missing, really? Is he really gonna beat that level in that stupid game he's been playing all day long?
Probably not.
He's probably not gonna do it. That boss tripped him up for like 4 hours.
He clearly sucks.
He's actually not very good at that game. And
so I might as well kill him.
I mean, that's the only reason, but what? His family's gonna miss him. You just don't tell him until the sick days are up, and then
just tell me he died of the cancer.
Died earlier this morning. It was actually the 5th day. Who knew?
Yeah, quite lived up to expectation. Thought he had a week and a half. He really guess not.
It's fine.
So yeah, then that's when this movie gets really goddamn crazy.
Yeah.
She kills that bitch. She fucking hangs him up upside down.
Strings him up. Boy's there.
I believe he is.
He's hanging out.
I don't know. He's chilling.
Is he? I don't remember if he was okay with it.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was okay with any of this stuff.
Yeah. That woman shows up.
The weird old lady who looks like the Wire fans out there. She looks like kind of a shitty old version of Shaquem McGreg's from that show. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like so then the kid dies.
Talked out of it. I remember there was like a bit of a struggle,
like a little bit
maybe
of a conflict.
There was like she had like an internal conflict, and she was like, I don't know if I can get. I remember she broke down in tears.
It didn't last very long. I mean, she didn't care that much. I don't think.
It didn't. So she just she falls down to the ground after some scuffle, and she's like crying a little bit, and then she's like, fuck it, dude. She looks at the camera and she just like grips that Fang and just.
Yeah, blood's blowing around everywhere. But yeah, she starts to hear, oh, what's this? Her dead son under the ground go, Mommy.
Mommy.
Mommy. And yeah, the kid busts out of the fucking ground, and that's when we see the image from the DVD cover where he looks really weird. His eyes are all swollen and huge, but he doesn't blink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't blink, and that's what makes the effect so noticeable, I guess. Like, it's the makeup, I'm gonna say, on the Boy from Hell is really good.
It's pretty cool.
Aesthetically, I like how it looks, and it's pretty creepy. But yeah, like, the fact that his eyes don't blink, it's in this perma squint all the time.
Yeah.
Is that that's when it becomes noticeable, that it's not believable at that point. And I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess it could be considered in a stylistic way.
I guess that's true. Maybe he wouldn't blink. He's the fucking Boy from Hell.
Yeah, he's been to hell. He has been to hell and back.
He has. Yeah. So maybe boys from hell don't blink. Who are we to judge? You're right.
But yeah, so the weird old lady, the weird old witch lady, I guess. I don't know if she's supposed to be a witch or what. Her explanation for why he's all fucked up looking is that, oh, you waited too long to revive him, so now that's what he looks like.
That's right. So we are told that it's a long time has passed, few weeks maybe, since he's been dead.
It didn't seem like it, because like when the second time I watched that part, it seemed like it had only been a few days. Maybe you can really only wait like 12 hours, and beyond that, it's just you're just fucked.
Maybe, yeah. Like it's kind of like when you cook something, the longer you let it go, the more it's gonna burn.
Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of like that. So if you can catch it quick enough, maybe it won't be that bad. But yeah, it's not really clear. The movie is a tight 51 minutes, maybe.
It is. It's 51 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this is a short movie. That we were kind of confused about the status of this film. Was it theatrically released? Was it just a TV thing?
Yeah.
But apparently it did go to theaters in Japan.
And it's hard to like get a real timeline, I guess. It's not a conventional hour and a half, so everything seems really condensed. Like everything's happening one moment after another within maybe the same day of each other. So it's hard to really gauge that with such a short movie, but yeah, maybe a few weeks did go by at this point.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing to really tell us one way or the other. How long was this crap going on? So, first thing this kid does is...
Wait, am I behind on my notes at this point? God damn it. So I'm a little bit behind.
I don't know, but this fucking kid busts out from out the ground, and first thing he does is kill that old lady. Fucking tears her to goddamn shreds.
Yep, he just eats that shit. Like the first thing he has to do when he gets out, he's gotta eat something.
He's hungry. He's been dead for a while. He's gotta eat. Yeah, like, so, I don't know, the next day, we don't really know, again, how much time has passed. They're not very good at telling us that in this movie.
I feel like it could have been longer.
Yeah, it probably could have been longer and might have benefited from that. But another 10, 20 minutes to the runtime, and maybe that might have been might have been less nonsensical. But it's this weird thing where, like, so the cops show up. I don't know, maybe it's the next day. We don't really know exactly.
I always thought the next morning. Probably.
Yeah, that's what I thought was probably the next morning. But like, yeah, so the old lady that get killed, get fucking fucked up by the kid, is like they're dead at the doorstep.
Yeah, with this weird message written in blood, her finger pointing to it.
I think the message was something like, "Oh, your house has been cursed." By the way,
yeah, you've been cursed.
They live in a castle.
Okay, what?
Like a big ass old Japanese castle.
Like on top of
that weird America.
On top of like a hill, like a class, like House on Haunted Hill style. Like if you were to see that matte painting, that's what it looks like. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, they do. They use a lot of matte paintings in this movie, which is another way that they kind of cheaped out. But I do like the look of a lot of these matte paintings.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, about the houses, I don't know if you noticed, in the shots, it was always a different image on the left side or the right side of the screen.
Yeah.
It was a skull the first time when the woman was on the ground. With the curse, we'll get to the other ones later on.
They used the skull a few times.
They did, yeah. There is a few things broken up, and they double down on a couple of them. KFC double down, bitches.
Yeah, the sandwich of my life.
Whoo! Don't get me started on the double. I've never had one, actually.
I haven't either. Only in my dreams.
Bang, bang, bang on the door. I think she was hanging out with her son. Yeah. He was like asleep in a cage in their attic, in their giant castle.
Yeah, they put this kid in a cage, and he just busts out of it repeatedly. I guess we'll get more into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that shit as
this
it comes
cages
up.
Really suck, seemingly.
Yeah, they can't. Banana Boy, some WD-40.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. He's got to get more secure locks.
Maybe some WD-40 as well.
Some of that shit. So yeah, bang, bang, bang on the door. We got the fugly. I wrote down fugly ass cop, big ass fucking clown nose.
So yeah, so there's this detective that he's in this movie quite a bit, and he has a big nose, and he sneezes a lot.
Yeah,
which
that's
I
the
guess
thing.
That was supposed to be funny. I don't really know.
That's like the joke in the movie. The comic relief is that this dude has a huge nose and he sneezes. And again, is it supposed to be funny, or is it supposed to be kind of like a dramatic personal defect?
I hope
this guy
not.
has crazy. I really do too.
Like, what the shit were you thinking? That was supposed to be funny.
I guess that's kind of funny.
It's really grilling Miss Emma. You know, he's like, he sneezes. He's like, oh shit, sorry, I'm fucking allergic to criminals.
Yeah, he's like allergic to crime. This douchebag. He's just like sniffing crime with his huge schnauzer and then sneezing all over the place. I just want to point out. By the way, when we first see this fucking dude and his huge nose, he's just like his huge fake-looking nose. I just want to say, like it looks like the effects in this movie aren't incredible. I'm gonna say, but they're good. They fit the purpose and the feel of this movie.
Yeah,
and what they're going
I would say
for.
some of them are really bad.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
I mean, some of them are some of them are pretty cool and pretty funny and effective, and they serve their purpose. Yeah, but I mean, and some of them are really bad.
This effect, it's the cheesiest. It looks like just paper mache, like a big paper mache nose on his face.
It's just weird. It's like this big
like
old.
the wrong skin
I've
color.
never seen a nose like this. I've seen big noses before, but it's just like not like a long and pointy. It's just like he just has a big pile of shit on top of his regular nose.
Like he decided to put like this glob of wet paper on his nose, and
it sort of comes to a point, but not really.
It's bad. By the way, it's just
yeah.
When she opens the door on this guy, he's like straight up in the camera. It's a super close up
You've
on
got
this thing.
Face full of nose.
It's crazy. He's just like, how did this old woman get here? What is this message? What does that mean? What's the deal? And then he lights up a cigarette. I don't know if you noticed this. We get this a few times throughout this movie. The cigarette, the lighter flame sound is really loud. It's like one of the more noticeable sound effects.
I noticed that he can really fucking finesse this cigarette. He's so smooth when he fucking flips it through his fingers.
Yeah, it's like Brian. By the way, I know more about Brian.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it might be on this thing.
That's really weird.
Might get some Brian in your life.
Yeah, some Brian action. Anyways, it reminds me of Brian a little bit with the cigarette. Flipping it around, doing tricks. Flying through the air.
He's super smooth with this butt that he smokes. And yeah, it's pretty tight. Pretty tight.
What up with this shit?
Sneezes super loud, basically accuses her of killing all these people, and eventually goes away. But yeah, like we get a little insight into Dio, who is now clearly being played by an adult midget. And I don't know if we're not supposed to notice that or not, but it's like it's not a kid. It's definitely not. It's a
man. It's a man in a schoolboy uniform.
Yeah, he's wearing a little boy's clothes.
They never change this guy? He doesn't have different outfits in this movie? I guess we can get into that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she just wants to preserve him as the Dio.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
That she knew and loved before his head got knocked off his body.
Yeah. So yeah, he's locked in a cave. Feed him meat.
Raw meat.
The softest of meats.
Yeah, my boys have only the softest of meats.
He bugs out in this scene after the... in my notes, I'm going to admit, I've written, got drunk and distracted at 15 minutes and 47 seconds.
That'll happen.
We just got drunk. Fuck it. Who cares?
We did. We did that then, and we're doing that now.
So I don't know if the attic scene in the cage is before or after.
So yeah, I mean, that's the next thing that happens in this movie, and this happens a few times. He busts loose.
Well, they have to trank him down.
Out the cage.
He kind of like shows his first signs
in the middle of the night. Okay, so he keeps doing this, where he just get out of the cage in the middle of the night, and they'll just show like his stupid ass mom passed out on the floor next to his cage, and the cage will be wide open.
Yeah.
Like, did you even goddamn lock it? And then it'll show him hunting people, and he hunts people on this movie on the streets at nights.
What are they doing in there? Gargle noises. Goddamn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're feeding him meat and shiz. They have to trank him out because he's, freaking out. He's just going nuts. We get treated to a Pee Wee Herman shadow. There's this woman walking home from work or something. Yeah, she's a little nervous walking the streets alone by herself. Like a Pee Wee Herman shambling shadow of the boy from hell just cast on the building next to them.
Yeah, it really doesn't make any sense how fast this fucking guy is, because he's 4 feet tall.
He's so small, dude.
He's as wide as he is tall.
She does stop in an alleyway, and she's taking deep breaths. She's like, oh shit, maybe I got away from this guy. Looks over around the corner, he's gone. Whew, on the clear, man. We get to a CG shadow drop of Hellboy. Just this weird, just Hellboy, just stock photo of Hellboy shrunk down. Or Boy from Hell, goddamn it.
Boy from Hell, I was going to say, is a different movie.
It's shrunk down and shadowed out and just slides down in the image behind her. And uh-oh, there he is, dude. He's right behind her and he goes in for the kill. Comes in. She's still alive in this scene, I think. She was still alive and he was just eating her alive. I don't know. Maybe I was drunk.
I think you're right.
And I thought this was when the makeup looked really good. I thought this was when the movie was lit the best in this alleyway scene. And when the makeup looked the best because of the lighting and the gore. When he was eating her stomach. Yeah, the gore was really good.
I don't remember that specifically. Yeah. So yeah, we are shown that he, his antics are, are. You know, they wind up in the papers, so, you know, this is kind of probably a local sensation now that this freaky-ass dude or animal or whatever it is fucking devouring people in the middle of the night.
So he wakes up in the park, right? Doesn't he wake up in a sand lot in the bushes? He's just, like, kind of hungover. He's like, oh,
that's what he's
all
like.
That stomach. And
he sees these kids playing soccer.
Yeah. And the ball is kicked to him. He just kind of watches like a weird fucking pervert.
Well, I think it's like he's still, I guess it's supposed to be like still kind of trying to be a kid, even though he's a fucking weird ass midget man now. And like he wants to play with all the Randare games. And so he picks up the ball like he's ready to do a fucking throw in.
I just want to say, check it out, product placement. It's an Adidas soccer ball.
Oh shit!
And the camera hung on it for a long time.
I bet they get some money for that.
I hope so.
Yeah, let's fucking... Well, Jesus Christ, let's fucking hope so.
Yeah.
And they do a good old throw-in.
Yeah.
But the kids see this boy from hell, and they, quite reasonably freak out. They get the fuck out of there. And he looks like shit. He probably feels like shit.
He stands there for like 5 minutes.
He probably smells like shit. I mean, look at him.
He looks like he shit his pants in that scene. He's just standing there frozen. Like he doesn't know what to do. Like, I don't know. You're right. He probably does feel like total garbage.
He has been to hell and back.
Yeah, literally.
I'm going to run that line into
the
ground.
Behind him, as he's frozen, just fucking sitting there shitting his pants, feeling sorry for himself, crawling in his skin.
His wounds, they will not heal. No, they literally will not heal.
He won't do it. Emma, his mother, shows up right behind him. Car pull up behind him in the shot. Yeah. And door opens up. It's her. Comes up and tries to comfort him.
Nabs him.
Fucking picks him up.
They try to do a brain transplant at some point, and which doesn't really make any sense because it's not gonna. If this kid has a new brain, it's not gonna be the same kid, right? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But hey, it's a movie.
Yeah, maybe it's just the memories, I guess. It does seem like Emma just forces this happy family relationship. She just wants it to be perfect, which makes me think about her past, maybe? And what happened to her husband? What happened to, anyone? Her partner, whoever? Who is that person? Where'd they go?
Shitty kid with her.
Yeah, what happened to that shit? And it makes me think of, maybe she went through some sort of, traumatic breakup or, something terrible happened in the past that forced her and her partner away. She had custody to this kid, and that she has wanted to try to develop a perfect life. She's always wanted a perfect life. Maybe she had a perfect life and made a mistake, and that drove her partner away or whatever. But she does force this relationship.
I never thought of her past at all. I thought of her just her present. That that's seemingly her whole family is just her one kid. So she's gonna just do whatever the hell it takes to keep this fucked up kid alive.
It's a boy. We were told from Cabana Boy. He's there at the operating table, and we were told that this was a boy that died earlier. Whatever the hell that means.
Oh yeah. So they take a brain. Yeah, they take a brain from a kid that's already dead.
Mm-hmm. And it works. They do it, and it's a success. It's fucking fine. Yeah. We smash cut to chimey music. We got fucking Miss Emma fucking walking around the park. You got a bad green screen again behind her. She's wheeling around fucking Dio, or Dio's brain in a new kid's body.
Or I think same body, different brain.
Oh yeah, and he's got the same brain. Wait a minute.
Same body, different brain.
I'm with you now. You're right.
Yeah.
It would be a different.
It would be a different person. This kid? I mean, the same body wouldn't have any of the same memories
or anything,
or personality or anything of her kid. So what the hell's the point? Maybe Adeshino just sucks at science.
Too fucked up. Maybe you're right.
Man.
Blame it on that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him, dude. What a douchebag.
What a dickhole.
What a blowhole. So yeah, she's wheeling around her son. We got this chimey music and this squeaky wheelchair going on.
Yeah,
this whole
it's very squeaky. It's very loud. It's very noticeable.
Over and over. He doesn't look happy to be alive. He's all bandaged up. His whole face is bandaged up.
Yeah, he looks like shit.
Catatonic in this chair. He's got a fucking stuffed a Beanie Baby polar bear on his lap. It looks so fucking stupid. I don't know. It looks really funny, but
he's
trying
really
to feed pigeons.
And he's really terrible at it. He can barely move his arms. He sucks ass at feeding pigeons.
Like, it's just kind of like, he doesn't thrust his arm at all. He just, and that's it.
Barely.
Did it. Like, can we go home? I gotta play some Halo fucking 16 or whatever. That's fuck.
Halo 48.
Like, play that shit. Yeah, Pigeon perches atop Dio's head in this scene. He's just like, lets it happen because he looks so unhappy to be alive.
So yeah, I think, while they were out, they run into that cop with the giant nose again, and she has sort of a long conversation with him. He sort of makes more thinly veiled accusations about whatever.
Yeah, this is when they come across, like, they wheel onto the bridge, and there's a balloon on the bridge tied to, like, support poles, I guess. Tied to one of those things, and she grabs the balloon and just tries to like tie, like she's like, oh, this is like the perfect day ever. We fed pigeons and walked around the park, and now we're gonna like, there's this balloon here, and oh my god, it's so red. And she like unties it from the support beam, and like his hand is just like on the beam, like he's just so unhappy to be alive. It's just, she just ties the string around his hand. It doesn't, like, I think it grasps a little bit, like he's like, holy shit, something's happening, because he's just I don't even know, a completely different kid. You're right. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Except he's not. That's a thing we'll see more of, is like it's still basically the same kid, even though he's a different goddamn brain.
Yeah, that detective shows up and he's like,
grills her.
This is when I noticed the cigarette and the lighter sound when he lights it up on this bridge in particular. It sounded really cool, and the shot was cool. The wide angle shot when they're and it's just like detective on the right side, and then the Emma and Dio in the wheelchair on the left side of the image, and it had the red balloon over them. I thought the shot looked really good, and the balloon over his head was like kind of pointing out Dio. It was like, dude, it's right in front of your stupid ass, big ass clown nose.
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
Right here, and she's standing in between you, just making up bullshit. And like, as soon as the detective mentions another murder, Dio let goes of the balloon, and we get treated to a long shot of it just floating up ahead, like a really long take of that shit.
Yeah, I noticed that kind of, it was maybe a little bit longer than it needed to be.
There's 2 lampposts, straight lines, symbolizing perfection or stability in the image. That's just some stupid film school bullshit that they teach you. It's like right there, it's perfect opportunity, caught red-handed, all that jazz.
So the next thing that happens is pretty goddamn weird, and it cuts to... So yeah, I should get back to the brain transplant. It's weird because, like, you know how we were talking about earlier, that this kid basically turns into a strange adult dwarf character when he comes back to life. But like, after following the brain transplant, he for a while, I mean, you can't see him that well because he's very bandaged up, but it goes back to being like the kid that we saw before. And then, like, the next thing after that scene where the cop is grilling Miss Emma and the balloon and all that crap is we see the midget-type version of Dio again. He's apparently in hell, and we see him just, like, smashing the souls of other people. That's the thing, it's like, in hell, he's huge, and all the other souls are really small. And yeah, he does some sweet spin move with like his bow staff or whatever he's carrying around with him. It's really weird, and there's not really a kind of explanation of what we're actually seeing and what's going on. We see some of the people that have died earlier in the movie, like the weird old lady that gave his mom advice of how to bring him back to life. She's in hell, and the other people that we've already seen him kill as he in his hunting expedition. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense.
I thought this whole scene was really confusing because it comes up later on, fucking like loud, like it sounds like a sports convention, just a lot of like screams and shit while we're fixed on his face, and then it cuts to like him giant in hell, we assume, and just like
that's what it looks like,
beating up souls. It's confusing because like I wonder if is he actually in hell? Is that his soul?
Is this a dream he's having?
Or is it his body taking over the brain of the new kid, the new brain in his head?
Yeah, we really don't know. But that was an observation that I made, is is, it's like when we see this guy in hell, there's a couple scenes, 2 or 3 scenes where we see him in hell doing his thing. It's like at that same point in the movie, Dio that we still see alive on Earth doesn't look like that. He still looks like the kid. So it's like that was sort of an interpretation that I had of this movie was that this boy from hell that we see, the version of Dio that we see, who is clearly an adult midget, is like another spirit altogether that through this weird resurrection plot is able to take over the body of Dio, but that's not actually Dio, that these are 2 separate entities, or like a possession idea.
Does the spirit have to be with the same body? Like, is the spirit stored in the brain? And then it has to like match up with the body, so it just found the body?
Maybe. I gotta piss.
Alright, wanna pause it?
Sure.
Have this one for you?
Yeah.
Alright.
Welcome back. I don't know what the fuck happened.
We took a nap.
12 hours later, a little bit worse for wear. This is Boy from Hell 2 Electric Boogaloo, the conclusion cast.
Yeah, we're gonna find out what happens to the Boy from Hell.
Previously on the Boy from Hell.
So he kind of just like, it cuts from like his face and like the weird dreams or whatever is going on with the giant muscular man as Io guy, I don't know. Cuts to him just eating a little girl. He's out killing people again.
He busts out that cage again. We need WD-40 on this, and we need a new padlock because this shit ain't working. His mom is asleep on the job again. Like that's the recurring shot of just like, cage door open, Miss Emma passed out, probably drunk like we were.
God damn it! That's what happened to us.
That's what happens, man.
You gotta let these things just kind of happen. She finds him eating a living dead girl. He like scoops him up, like, dude, we gotta go back home. What are you doing? How can you do that? We get that cool shot when the green screen actually looks kind of cool when they're walking away. It doesn't look like they're walking. It looks like they're just gliding.
Yeah, it looks like it was done with kind of a treadmill effect. Yeah. It might have actually been real sky. I couldn't really tell if it was green screen, maybe just because it was dark. But it was a cool effect. I think it's probably one of the artistic high points of this movie. I liked it.
Then we cut to her putting on like makeup, like a crazy person, just frantically like smushing.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like geisha shit. So her face is totally white, other than putting on very bright red lipstick. Find out that it's the Wonderful Son's birthday party, or poor little Dio invites a bunch of unsuspecting kids. This weird shot where picks
them up.
Well, there's this weird shot of the map painting of they live in a castle.
They
just reiterate they
live in a castle.
In a castle. I didn't know they paid doctors that well in Japan.
Yeah, this was the skull again in the sky.
And to the right in the sky in the painting we have a skull in the Hideshi Ino manga style.
And this is when I noticed the cigarette flame again, when she lights the candles, which the longest fucking birthday candles I've ever seen on this cake. Lights it up and they sing Happy Birthday in English.
But we gotta talk about what Dio looked like. He was strapped in Hannibal Lecter style. His face was covered. He was in this weird apparatus, so he couldn't move or bite, kill any of these kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his arms were strung up by chains from the ceiling.
Yeah,
he was locked down. They're gonna keep a tighter leash on this boy.
Yeah, they gotta get that hoe on a leash.
He's fucking going nuts, this guy. So it is like his birthday party, I assume.
Oh yeah, that's right. They sing Happy Birthday.
And she's just again trying to just force this normal life.
And it's weird because she even prepares all this food that looks really good. She got like a fat spread.
Spread for the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked delicious. I wouldn't mind being there.
But nobody was gonna actually eat it because turns the lights out in the room and just kills all these
candles,
kids. Slaughters them like cattle.
Shing.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was the Cabana Boy that killed him, Mack, wasn't it? Yeah, he comes in with this weird little mini sight.
Which I wonder, is he getting paid well for this, or does he really want to do all this?
I don't think he does. I think he's probably made some bank.
He's getting some dank
in the bank.
Probably.
That is a valid email. Okay, Bobbly at least.
Tweet at us at dankinthebank.org or whatever hashtag
.edu
you feel is appropriate. So they kill these boys, and
these nuts.
We see her cutting them up. We hear various tool sounds. There's blood splatter on a light bulb that's hanging there because it's classic horror shit. She asks the Cabana Boy for the chainsaw in exchange because this what was she using, like a kitchen knife?
She was using, I don't know, some kind of saws, and she's sort of I wrote whimpering like a beaten dog as she's cutting these 7 or 8 children apart.
Is that her crying?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
These kids
the
are already
boys
dead.
I was like, those kids are still alive.
No, it's her. I mean, she's doing this for her son, her lovely son.
Yeah.
And she's not enjoying it. At least that much for her. But I was just at this point in the movie, I'm like, this woman is a selfish bitch.
This is when the turning point, when she just breaks as a human being, and she just does anything to keep the dream alive.
Her shitty, ugly son.
Just let him go back to hell. That's all he wants.
Yeah, he's the boy.
We'll find out his true feelings later on.
Indeed.
Fucking A. But yeah, so, she's feeding him, and again, dude, she falls asleep. She falls asleep next to the cage door open, like, come on. How many times are you gonna let this happen before you get a master lock or something?
Yeah, but yeah, we've another scene of some pretty cool matte paintings of, like the city skyline in the background as he's running off.
Yeah, cool kick-ass music right now.
Funky.
This is when it's great.
Yeah, talk about Dank in the Bank.
This is Dank in the Bank.
Yeah, I think that was the name of the band,
right,
and the song, and the album,
yeah, everything.
And the tour.
The tour, Dank in the Bank.
Dank in the Bank tour, Dank in the Bank tour 04. Talk about a score.
Oh, shit.
God damn it.
Great music, and he chases many people this time.
Yeah, like he's chasing everybody. He attacks a dog that is clearly a stuffed animal with
dog,
some grape jelly.
I mean,
strawberry jam spread across it.
I mean, he loved it. With a name like Schmuckers.
It's got to be a good dog.
You know it's got to be.
And again, I mean, this is another thing that's like my suspension of disbelief, as Ed Wood might say, being questioned. It's one thing for like a scene one at a time where he can outrun one person. Maybe he got the jump on him. I don't know. But this time he kills like 4 people and a stuffed animal.
Well, now he's so powerful. He's just like he's got that
You think he's like amped up?
Been jacking out in hell. You saw him earlier.
Some
he was
lifting that.
He's doing some prison squats and push-ups and shit. I mean, he was jacked, dude.
This guy has the biggest thighs like I've ever seen.
Oh my god, he could crush a man's skull with his thighs.
Oh, easily.
Just thunder thighs, supreme.
Yeah, just like a grapefruit. Squeeze him out.
Buff him out, make some juice, fresh juice. So he's juicing the whole town up right now.
He's on the juice, I think.
He's fucking shark testosterone.
Yeah, the juice is loose, okay?
The juice is busting loose, man. He breaks down, man. He just starts weeping. He has
a reason. I mean, we see him. He's just hurtling around. Just boom, bam, slam, kablam.
The wham bam, thank you for your stomach, ma'am.
Exactamundo. And he goes flying like 14 feet off the ground right into a mirror, and then he goes splats back down on the ground.
Yeah,
and he sees for the first time, I guess, his own reflection. He starts freaking out, crying because he didn't realize, I guess, how horrible he fucking looked.
Falls to the ground in the fetal position, just vomiting. He starts throwing up a little bit. I mean, not really, but
he might have.
Fuck it.
Barfed in his mouth, I believe.
He probably did. I mean, I don't know. The detective catches up with him this time.
What a coincidence.
Sees him, and he's like, oh my god, so ugly, cries at himself. Sounds like a siren when he cries. It's like,
yeah, I was going to say at some point in this review. Yeah, it makes some of the worst, most annoying crying noises and stuff. Like, it's a chore.
Yep, it's really,
it's rough.
Really bad. We see some shiny shoes coming over and a panning shot.
Kind of cool shot that follows the shoes of Detective Big Nose. Nice and shiny.
Yeah, and then
cool.
Dio's like, oh shit, someone's caught me. Like, just gotta kill this dude. Holy shit! And then he just dives at the detective. Shots are fired, dude.
Yep.
Detective gets bitten on the shoulder or some shit.
Dio gets capped, but he's not. He's hurt, but he's not dead. So he runs away. Goes back home.
Mother gets him, I believe, right? Brings him back home. Tries to do some operation, get those bullets out.
And she wants to try. I don't know why she thinks this will work. Maybe because they used an Abby normal brain the first time. But they want to. Yeah, she wants to try yet another brain transplant. Like that's really gonna fix everything. It's like I thought for a while now. Like this woman's a really shitty doctor and doesn't really know what the fuck she's doing.
She's fucking it up big time.
I don't know why she got to be so successful.
She got it out of a Cracker Jack box, man.
Maybe it's where she got that fucking degree.
Fucking professor bullshit. Just handed it to her.
Whack.
She's telling Cabana Boy, just one more operation, dude. Just one more, and it should fix everything. I think I know what I did wrong. And he's like,
figure it
no.
out.
He says no, and he begs for her forgiveness. Like, he just bows before her and is like, I'm sorry, I hope you forgive me, but I cannot do this anymore. I'm not participating in this horrible charade any longer. The detective walks in, man.
Yeah, I think, well, that's the thing. It seems like they were trying to infer that the Cabana boy ratted her out. He knew that, oh yeah, by the way, this cop is here and he's been listening the whole time. So I think her servant guy, probably told on her. They don't say that explicitly.
At some point in this whole thing, Dio turns back to the original boy, the boy from the beginning, asking for death. He wants a little assisted suicide, actually.
Yeah, he's fucking had enough. He's checked out. He's like, Mom, you're crazy. Just fucking kill me.
He's like, I'm just killing people.
Bitch.
Everybody's hurting. Dude, I gotta go. I feel like even if these wounds are not gonna heal, Mom.
These wounds, they will not heal.
You gotta accept
He's crawling in his skin. Yeah. So you have the cop is, I don't know. She's like, oh, let me keep crying. And blah, blah.
Oh, doesn't she like pick up some acid and tries to like take out the detective?
Well, that's the thing is, the detective wants to arrest them both. Yeah, she picks up some acid. She tries to throw it on the detective. Hits her servant guy instead, and his face gets all half melted.
Yeah, it looks like a Freddy Krueger or some shit. Like that's a pretty good effect
like
too.
Two-Face.
With the makeup, yeah.
The makeup was pretty good.
She fucking takes Dio, man. They fucking book it. They get the hell out of there.
She says this marquee line here: "What have I done that's so terrible?" Like she killed how many kids, stole how many brains?
Yeah. Why does everyone have to blame me? That was the thing.
Yeah, it's too many brains to steal. I think
there's a lot of problems with this, and she is to blame, but she's just denying it somehow.
Yeah, she won't be held responsible.
Which makes me think of like, what the fuck happened to her past, man? Like,
she was merely a freshman.
She was merely a freshman, and so they go through like a trap door, like Scooby Doo, right? Don't they? She like up.
Yeah, I mean, there's some heavy-handed symbolism. I mean, there's a picture of the Virgin Mary holding Jesus, and it flips around, and it's the Goya painting of Saturn eating one of his sons.
Which looks cool.
What does that say? I really like that painting.
And the whole thing was cool. He eventually is able to bust into the trap door. Yeah. No, mommy.
But yeah, like so there was a weird thing. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, but just to like clarify. Yeah, like we see, and we don't know if it's. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that we don't know like how literal it is, or if it's really happening in the scene, or if it's just like what the character is imagining. But like so his face goes back to normal for a minute, says please kill me, and then he's back to a big stumpy Dio.
Goes back to that, and the chase leads into hell, I guess. The hell that we saw earlier, which could have been in Dio's mind.
But yeah, she's like carrying him away. Eventually, Dio even kills her, or at least me. Yeah, and he bites he bites her fucking throat out.
Yeah, like he's turned on her. Even. Yeah, he's an uncontrollable beast. By the way, we forgot to mention the police sketch of like half man, half like goat beast thing.
So that's earlier. Or just not to backtrack. Yeah, but like before the party, we see this news report of like a police sketch of what like this thing that's been going around killing people looks like, and looks sort of like a goat boy. It was pretty funny looking, and I think it's another piece of Hideshi Hino's artwork that was incorporated into the movie,
which is cool.
Yeah, I like that touch.
So they somehow get into hell. The detective chases Dio through a tunnel, just a regular tunnel. It looks like. Yeah,
but I was gonna say this at this point in the movie, it's reminding me a little bit of a movie I like to call. Why the fuck do I keep doing that? Babadook, which is really good if you people out there in podcast land haven't seen it. Really great Australian horror movie that came out last year, and the theme of that movie is there's another two-person family, just a mother and son, and that mother will not let go, I guess, of the memory of her dead husband, and it's kind of making her kid go crazy. Yeah, it's kind of picked up on.
Yeah, that was like a touch of that too, which I think that movie is better than
Babadook, by the way, way better than this movie.
That's a really, really good movie.
Not to say I don't like this movie, but this is not, they're not really on the same level. Yeah, so we got a shot of Townsville. You know, that's another matte painting that looked like Townsville from the Powerpuff Girls, I thought. I thought that was pretty funny. He left his mother after he bit her to just like kind of bleed on the street. Well, yeah, the point was to kill her. And then, the cop finds her.
So, find a red light tunnel to hell, man.
Yep.
Detective follows, badass Terminator music, you know.
Yeah, there was some pretty cool music in this part.
It looked like a video game side-scroller, I have to say. It was obvious that he was not in that tunnel.
It was just a really narrow side-on view of like a tunnel, and then like most of the screen, the top and the bottom of it was black. Yeah. We see him going perpendicular into the tunnel.
Yeah, walking right to left. It looks like the way the effect is done, it just looks like it came straight out of a video game. Gets into hell, literally.
Yeah,
Somehow
well, it's
walks
another
into
thing
hell.
that's like, you can't really tell how literal it is, though, or if it's just what this cop is seeing in his mind. But yeah, we are treated to big ass midget Dio, again, kicking ass in hell.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we see more of the characters in the movie now. Like, we see that he's like the manservant guy, and his mother are also in hell.
They're all wearing like Flintstones type
I
clothing.
think the most interesting thing was, I'm chance I'm remembering this wrong, but I'm pretty sure one of the people you see in hell is the original Dio.
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure that's in there. So that's another thing that it makes me think that it's two versions of Dio. Like, they're not this. It wasn't like that the same kid just became deformed. It was like really he got taken over by another spirit.
Maybe just summoned another spirit by accident, and that old woman really didn't know what she was doing. She really shouldn't have been offering that advice.
Well, I mean, she was some kind of a weird witch doctor, so
Yeah.
I guess you can't really sue those people for malpractice. They can pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Fair enough.
But she cautioned that no, you waited too long to resurrect this kid, which I think she probably knew what might happen, that this kind of thing might happen.
Yeah.
She had some knowledge of that. And yeah, bit him on the freaking ass.
Got him, done it. Got some bloody tears on Dio's face, or giant, jacked midget Dio.
Oh yeah, he's crying tears of blood.
It's just, oh my god, he's killing
such great
himself
symbolism.
or something. It's crazy. The detective blows his head off, man.
Yeah, he kills him.
Shoots him right in the face.
He aces this guy.
His head just comes clean off
It
again. I don't think it did.
It should have.
It really should have. But yeah, it was kind
great.
of a creepy thing. But after he shoots him in the head, we cut to...
Yeah, so they're in the tunnel, but all the hell stuff is gone.
Yeah, and it's just a normal tunnel, and
Yeah.
he's standing over normal Dio, just
Yeah,
a
like,
regular boy
that's-
from the beginning.
Like, he's now, at least his corpse is like the original kid Dio. So we don't know, that shit really isn't explained. But yeah, it seems like a kind of a mercy killing kind of a thing to me, is why he shot this.
Well, he said, "Now you can die in peace," and then walks away. Really dramatic. The house is aflame. That's my
Yeah,
last note.
they cut to their castle, their multi-story castle.
It's
It's now a towering inferno. We don't know who burned the castle down or why.
What's going on?
Maybe it was the detective, and they didn't show us that on screen. And yeah, fuck.
That's
credits.
it. That's it. So were you creeped out? We hope so.
Hope we got under
It's
your
a
skin.
spooky movie.
So that was The Boy from.
I kind of liked it in the end. I don't know.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty simple, campy morality play, basically, of a movie. But I
It could have been longer.
That appealed to me. It was short.
I think
It
it was like an hour and a half, and they might have been able to explain.
It could have benefited from another 30 minutes of runtime, but
Yeah.
probably based off a pretty short story.
Yeah.
I guess we don't really know.
It was cool. It was funny watching it around Christmas time in December. It's actually a very refreshing break from a lot of just the annoying music that I'm forced to chug at work.
That's true, and really every business that I go inside of this time of year, playing wall-to-wall Christmas music.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
just
kind of a nice,
ball to
refreshing
ball,
thing.
man.
Balls to the wall.
Jeez, going at it hard this time of the year. They gotta
Just humping,
hear
dry
that?
humping the wallet.
God, relax, people. All right, but it was nice, and I'm gonna say around Halloween time, trying to get right into the right mood. Yeah, pop this one in, man. If you can find it somewhere, somehow, that is possible.
Well, I mean, we found it. There's got to be more copies out there.
That's true. But
Track
yeah,
them down.
check it out. I don't know.
Hopefully, it won't be as expensive for you.
Do you want to rate it or anything?
Yeah, I guess. What would you give this movie for rating?
I'd probably give it probably like a 3 out of 5, maybe.
That was what I originally gave it. After watching it like 2 more times basically for this show, I bumped it up to a 3.5. So yeah, pretty good movie. I guess I would recommend it. And that's the thing, is even if you don't like it, I mean, you're not losing much. It's less than an hour. So yeah, not a lot of risk there, I suppose.
Yeah, there's some merit to it, I think. I mean, I don't know how hard you have to look at. But yeah, it's good. It's entertaining. The story is actually better than I remembered it initially. Getting drunk, I just forgot all about it. I just it was like watching it for the first time again. And the only thing I remember is just being very disappointed with the effects. I expected it to be way more insane with the gore and stuff. But
Yeah.
I was, surprised that the story was actually pretty damn good, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the cover earlier. That was really what sold us on it. And we will try to, if we ever upload this thing, which if you're listening to it, I guess we have.
Yeah.
We'll put a picture of it, a page or whatever, so you guys can check it out, see what we saw that got us into it.
See if that entices you to watch this
Yeah.
weird picture. But yeah, I don't know.
So join us again next week whenever, when we will probably be reviewing a movie again. Might be One Magic Christmas, starring Harry Dean Stanton. That's one that's on our list, so keep an eye out for that. We're getting into the Christmas holiday season here. Bring you some good old-fashioned holiday depression, courtesy of Disney.
Let's say it's the most... Was it Disney?
Yeah.
Holy... Well, okay. That throws me off a little. I didn't know that was Disney.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, like, some of the situations are out there, but the feeling is pretty accurate. Christmas...
It's kind of a
hard time, really, for a lot of people.
But it's not to get too deep into this movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'd say it takes the negatives of Christmas and maybe exaggerates them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people do get shot in this fucking movie and die.
It's got Harry Dean Stanton in it.
Yeah.
As an angel?
Yeah, no, he was an angel. He stopped that hockey puck from hitting that stupid girl in the face.
You know what they could have had in that movie?
What's that?
They could have had the angel they had Chris Walken from that movie Prophecy, fucking coming for the bad kids or something. Harry Dean Stanton.
They could
like,
add
you gotta be good or whatever.
John Travolta from that movie Michael. Hey guys, remember Michael?
Remember Michael? Dude, we gotta make just an all-angel movie. Call it All Angels.
Yeah. Angel All-Stars.
All Angels in Flight.
Angel's Revenge. Mystery Science Theater.
Yep, buckle your seatbelts, everybody.
That was great, wasn't it?
If anybody has ever seen it or had any contact or know anything about this series, films, or the mangas, write in.
If anybody out there knows jack dick about this movie, because it seems like almost no one does, we'd really be interested to hear your thoughts.
We'd also like to know how to find the other ones.
And the other 5. Do you guys have the other 5? Where'd you get them?
Yeah, I'd like to complete the whole series sometime.
That might be a future project for this show, with the whole hexalogy.
So let us know. What do you think?
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Really fun for the audience.
Yeah.
We love you.
What?
Bye.
What? Okay.
Huh?
Oh, bye. What?
Who said that?
Oh, it was you.
Oh.
Blue flames, propaganda's crack your veins with silicone dudes and loose change. Death tally down the alley, shape stalks. I'm looking for something sweet to hold me up like a sugar cane. I dream of killing Satan's legacy, heaven sent. No, I was man-made, I couldn't call myself a god. God like 999 disciples with a sharp knife. Pussy bomb type, Hussein in a palm box. Smoking Pharaoh dust with Heath Ledger's ghosts in a limelight. Digital switchblade, chronic in a trap jaw. Dick graze with my dick car, demigod with a hacksaw. Blue flames. Blue flags. Blue flags. Blue flags. Blue flags. Blue flags. Leaps and shadows in the night, and I can't get no sleep. Blow up dolls on my flight, cause they fuck me for free. Don't want your money, just the sounds of hearing you bleed. From the double-edged blade, why'd you play on your knees? Fuck your politics. Meet the apocalypse. Fuck your politics. And meet the apocalypse. Blue lights are arm and a leg. Fucking fighting off Nazis, the hardest motherfucker out. Nigga, no one can stop me until they ambush me. And the lieutenant shot me straight execution style. All bloody and sloppy. My body laid dead maggots. Molding and rotten. That's when the hellfire scorch flame came and it got me. Now I'm cracking fucking ass. Feel the pain of a menace. Took a short stay, vacay. 9 years since just came home for Vietnam. Finished dropping off bombs. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Quick, kill, cut, copy, click, clack, creep, quick, kill, rats, repeat, copy, relapse, reload, resurrection, beast mode. Leaps and shadows in the night, and I can't get no sleep. Blow up dolls on my flight, cause they fuck me for free. Don't want your money, just the sounds of hearing you bleed. From the double-edged blade, why'd you play on your knees? Fuck your politics. Meet the apocalypse. Fuck your politics. And meet the apocalypse. flat.